the design and development of radiotherapy equipment, including Technobat, unit, linear accelerator, and HDR brachytherapy system, along with dosimeters, phantoms, and quality control instruments used across the country. He has also been closely involved in establishing the Advanced Medical Physics Laboratory for Education, Standardization, and Research, and coordinates the post MSc course run jointly by BARC and HBLI. His body of work includes 130 journals publications, 187 conference publications, and 4 book chapters. He currently serves as editor-in-chief of the Journal of Medical Physics and has been honored with numerous awards, including AMPIWC SMT, Saraswati Pain Se Oration Award in 2024, the DAE Scientific and Technical Excellence Award, and multiple DAE Award Achievement Awards, among many other. It's a privilege to have you with us. Dr. Sharma sir, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. So just I will take a few minutes in sharing my screen. Okay, sir. Mm. I think just a minute. Let it check. So whether my screen is visible now?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Okay,
Yes,
fine.
sir.
So good morning, and once again I thank Dr. Anurag Luharia, Pro Vice Chancellor, Datta Mega University, and all the colleagues for inviting me and giving this opportunity. I will have some discussion. It is a kind of interactive discussion on the topic which was given to me by Dr. Anurag, research, innovation, and emerging technologies in medical radiation sciences. So if you feel anywhere, if there is a disturbance, please interrupt me. Or if you have very specific question, somewhere you can also interrupt me. So now if I talk about medical radiation sciences from our perspective, usually we divide this in diagnostic applications of nuclear radiation and nuclear sources, and as well as therapeutic applications. In case of diagnostic application, we have X-ray based diagnostic system as well as radionuclide based diagnostic system. So in general, we classify this as medical imaging systems. In another category, we have therapeutic applications of radiation sources and radionuclide. So we categorize them in radiation therapy and radionuclide therapy. So research and innovations in all these areas are underway from the basic principle of the science, and many developments are taking place. So main focus of the research and development in this area is optimization, a speed of either diagnosis or treatment, accuracy of dose delivery and imaging, then conformity of doses to the patient, and quality of the image. These are the few keywords on which all the researches are going on. So just start with the X-ray based imaging system. What was available with us and what people are trying to get in. So all of you are aware, we are using a simple diagnostic X-ray radiography machine. We are having a computed tomography scanner. So various capabilities, starting from the conventional scanner to a spiral option plus multi-slice CT, multi-detector CT. Many options has come through, but all those were thought to be insufficient in today's time because there are some more we expect from this technology. So a number of works have been undertaken in different research institutions and different university across the world. And there are many, but I have listed 4 5 items here. So major breakthrough in these areas are photon counting detectors was developed. They are used for conducting computed tomography scanner. Then single shot multi contrast imaging, which helps in minimizing the patient dose drastically. Advanced perovskite crystal sensors. This is a special type of crystals which has been developed to be used as a radiation detector. Then improvement in the technology of X-ray tubes to make them more heat susceptible, and artificial intelligence assisted diagnostic image interpretation. So these are the 5 major areas where many developments has taken place. Considering the time limit, I may not be able to describe everything in detail because every topics require 1 hour lecture. So some glimpse, for example, what is photon counting detectors and why it is used for computer tomography scanner. So what is the basic difference here? In case of usual or conventional computed tomography, we always record the attenuation data of in gross from a given region or from a given pixel or from a given part of the patient body. So we and then we reconstruct the image. However, in this case, the detector counts individual X-ray photon where it is going, whether it is deviating by a certain angle somewhere. So this way, because we are counting each photon or tracking each photon from its entry to the exit, then we are trying. This helps in minimizing the image noise also, and it increases in reduction of the image noise. So finally, we say that we are obtaining the enhanced signal to noise ratio, and this way we are able to distinguish very micro structures by this technique. Second option or second development is single shot multiple contrast imaging. Here, the methodology includes both attenuation and differential phase. Probably you are aware that X-ray can be treated as particle in some cases and as wave in other cases. So when it is treated as a wave, then we have to find out certain parameter of this wave which changes while passing through a patient. So the phase contrast or phase change is another parameter which can be utilized for imaging by X-ray system. So in this case, single shot multiple contrast imaging, both attenuation and difference in phase is recorded by the system along with dark field contrast also. So this reveals in microscopic structure of the patient, for example, the lung structure, and then it reduces the patient dose drastically because you have acquired all the information in a very short duration of exposure. Next is perovskite crystal sensors. This is a kind of cascading methyl ammonium lead bromide crystal which drastically lowers the background noise and enhances the sensitivity by 4 to 5 fold. So whatever recently available crystals are available, they give 5-fold enhanced sensitivity. This means if their sensitivity is enhanced, they are giving it is resulting in minimization of the patient dose. The next item, if we are equipped with so many advanced system, then definitely our X-ray machines should also be, or X-ray tubes should also be of very advanced version, which should withstand larger load values. Because in CT scanners, we may try to take whole body scan in one shot with such kind of available high sensitivity sensors. So considering this, a number of developments in the technology of production of X-ray tubes has also taken place. So now tungsten rhenium alloys based X-ray tubes are available, which are able to manage high heat loads and facilitate continuous use for a longer duration. So these are the major development we have seen, and it is in place to be implemented in clinical practice. Then in the same area, now you have seen that now we are living in the era of artificial intelligence. The interpretation of images by human can miss something and can even not detect something which is already available in the images. For this purpose, all the image analyzing softwares are now AI assisted, so that when you integrate the AI based image interpretation system, it provides a real automation and automatically flags very subtle abnormalities which is not visible by the human eye. For example, if you take chest x-ray and you give to AI, now people has demonstrated that it will detect early lung nodules if available in the patient, or fractures available in the patient, and optimizes radiation exposure protocol in real time as well. Then digital tomosynthesis, you might have heard about the mammography. Mammography is basically a 2D radiography of the breast of the female. However, the people felt that 2D radiography does not serve the purpose, whatever we like to see clinically. So accordingly, people started thinking and developing about the 3D imaging in mammography. This is called tomosynthesis. So tomosynthesis has also been digitalized now. So it generates 3D digital volumes from multiple low dose angulated projections, improves depth perceptions for soft tissues, and also provides the bone information about the bone boundaries. Then last item in this series is about this use of software, portable and mobile units. So such units are also made available, which uses lighter battery for longer duration, miniaturized generators, which can be transported from one place to another place, and direct cloud connectivity provide rapid point of care deployment of such systems. So these are the major developments which has taken place in recent times in the area of X-ray based imaging. In case of radionuclide based imaging, we are having many developments so far, and the recent developments are the development of the technology of total body PET CT systems, which is thought to be 40 times higher sensitive than earlier conventional PET system or PET CT system. Then use of the cadmium zinc telluride detectors, which is basically transforming the efficiency of the aspect for cardiac applications. Then high resolution hybrid PET, which also have MRI as a additional imaging system. This helps in minimizing the soft tissue contrast anatomically. And in addition, novel radiopharmaceuticals, which are basically using the theranostic agents, are also used and developed for example, treatment of the cancer of prostate, and treatment of variety of endocrine tumors. So now take just a glimpse of all these development. Total body PET, the expanded or large axial field of view of this PET, Ascaris helps in capturing entire organ systems simultaneously. So it helps in drastic reduction in scan times, and also minimizes the amount of use of the tracer, and resulting in the lesser radiation dose to the patients. So this way, when your scan time is less and you are acquiring all the images in a very short duration, it also helps in enhancing the signal to noise ratio. This means ultimately we are enhancing the image quality. The use of cadmium zinc telluride detectors for aspect. So earlier we all are aware, traditionally we used to use the scintillation crystals or detectors in aspect system. So these detectors are nowadays replaced by cadmium zinc telluride detector, which is basically a semiconductor. It is a directly digitizing photon systems. Means it directly absorbs the photons, which helps to improve energy resolution and also provides a special precision specifically in cardiac imaging. Then we have also seen that PET image reconstruction can be done in many ways. So now one more option, which we say top PET or time of flight PET and depth of interaction PET. These are the two newer generations of PET which are coming into the markets. So this type of PET are having enhanced timing resolution capabilities. It isolates the photon annihilated at different locations and provide the precision in a special location of the problem associated with the functional or dysfunctional aspects of the organ. So in case of radionuclide based imaging, further development is PET MRI. So it helps, as I told you, the MRI helps in giving enhanced soft tissue contrast for different anatomical region, and the PET gives metabolic functionality of the object or the person under diagnosis. So jointly, they help in minimizing the radiation dose to the patient, at the same time provides very precise, localized and useful information for the patients with a higher sensitivity. Then next option is intraoperative gamma camera. This is basically gamma camera is thought to be a very simple device for nuclear medicine imaging. And nowadays, intraoperative option is also incorporated in the existing gamma camera system. These gamma camera systems are portable. It is a real-time 2D radionuclide based imaging device which assists the surgeons in conducting surgical removal of tumors and sentinel lymph node from different location of the patient body. Then novel and theranostic tracers. There are many tracers are under development, but gallium-based tracers, which is also thought to be theranostic radionuclide, and lutetium-based tracers are thought to be very useful radionuclide for various applications. For example, gallium 68 FAPI, that is called fibroblast activation protein inhibitor, is very popularly used nowadays, and the lutetium 177 PSMA ligands, which is used for treatment of the prostate cancer, and the copper lutetium 177 dotatate, which is used for treatment of the endocrine cancer, are now mixed with copper 64 to generate a combined or hybrid radio tracer for treatment of the other type of tumors and other type of abnormalities. So this is about the use of various tracers. So in case of radionuclide therapy, what we are now getting very popularly known, the focus of recent innovation in this area is on expanding the radiotheranostics. Means we are trying to pair the available diagnostic isotope and available therapeutic or theranostic isotope. For example, when you add lutetium and actinium together to target a specific cancer markers like PSMA and somatostatin receptors with high precision and minimal harm to healthy tissues. Similarly, lutetium 177 PSMA for prostate cancer and dotatate for neuroendocrine tumors are used, and they are also sometimes added with some other radionuclide for some different applications. So in short, as far as the applications of radionuclide imaging and therapy and X-ray imaging are concerned, so these are the major areas which has been brought as recent innovations and recent developments for the use in hospitals. Now I'm coming to my main area of radiation therapy. Here you can see there is a number of equipments available. We are having a isotope based IMRT device. This is a cobalt 60 based IMRT device. These are the various versions of medical electron linear accelerator. Now very recently we have introduced MRI based medical electron linear accelerator, tomotherapy, cyber knife, and proton therapy systems are available. So, and similarly in case of brachytherapy, which is the application of the shield sources in close vicinity of the tumor by either manual methods or by some remote operated methods. And even 50 kV X-ray based systems are also available. So if I analyze this system, available systems for radiation therapy, what usually be observed that whether it is a 2D technique capable system or 3D technique capable system or even 4D technique capable system, because 4D radiotherapy is also used. So major limitation of these systems are dose rate. Accordingly, treatment time is drastically high. You can say minutes. For example, if I deliver treatment to a patient by intensity modulated radiotherapy, it goes to up to even half an hour. If I deliver treatment by VMAT or SVRT or SRSSRT, it takes a significant duration of the machine time. So if you take longer duration of time and if you want to record the proof which part of the patient body has been treated, then image quality in such a long duration will definitely not have the quality which we expect from the diagnostic purpose. So dose rate was the real problem from this type of system. So considering this, a new concept has been brought, which I will discuss to you later. Now you can see in 4 bulleted points what I have limited the limitations of listed the limitations of current system. Current radiotherapy systems are having lacked in selectivity between tumor and normal tissue by the ionizing radiation, because ionizing radiation does not recognize whether it is a normal tissue or it is a tumor. Wherever it goes, it does its own work. Then radiotherapy also inflicts acute and chronic toxicities to the normal tissue surrounding the tumor, because the radiation is blind as far as the nature of the human body or human tissues are concerned. Similarly, radiation induced toxicities to normal tissues also limit the tumor dose, because we have to limit the dose delivered to the patient to their tolerance dosage. So if I need to kill the tumor by giving higher dosage, this is not possible by current systems. Late toxicities resulting from radiotherapy significantly impact the quality of life in long term of the cancer survivor. So these are the major limitations of current day radiotherapy techniques and technologies. So what I mean to say now, to enhance or to eliminate these limitations, one has to bring out certain other techniques and technologies so that we can live in a newer era and where we can give better management of tumor to the patient. So one of the technique which is well talked about nowadays is called flash radiotherapy. It is basically a ultra high dose rate radiotherapy, but popularly the word flash has been coined. So it is popularly known by this method. Neutron boron capture therapy is also coming up. However, in some part of the world like Japan, this system is already used, but in other countries, this system is yet to be commissioned in hospitals. Intensity modulated brachytherapy, which was not possible earlier, but with innovations in varieties of applicators and catheters, this is also becoming a possibility. Nanoparticle aided radiation therapy. This we are trying even with proton system, whatever we have at track, and even with brachytherapy, low energy X-ray, high energy X-ray, everywhere. This approach is tried by different groups of researchers. So just I will give you some more detail about flash radiotherapy. Basically, this technique was in consideration. However, it has become popular after publication of a paper by Pavadon et al. And Bhojnin, and they coined the word flash radiation. And they published a paper showing that this type ultra high dose rate treatment gives better control of the tumor and minimal toxicity to the normal tissues. So what they did in this process, they delivered the dose at a very high dose rate. For example, it is more than 40 grams per second, which is in comparison to 5 grams per minute of our conventional system is much higher. And they found that the flash effect reduces the normal tissue toxicities commonly associated with conventional radiation therapy while maintaining the local tumor control. So this technique has the potential to revolutionize the future of the cancer treatment. This is their observation. So based on their observation, many people jumped in this area and many systems are under development now. So this technique has got a very good popularity in today's time, and a number of groups are working all over the world. For your information, very recently in Netherlands, they have developed a specific accelerator for treatment of patient by flash radiotherapy, and they have treated a few human cancer cases also. So now, flash radiotherapy, if we go generalize this, flash radiotherapy, it can be delivered by what type of system and what type of beam. So in general, we can say electrons are having capabilities, protons are having capability, high energy X-rays are having capability, even low energy X-rays at higher dose rates are having capability. So now you can see the dose distribution of all these. If I talk about electron, and if their energy is limited, maybe 6 MB or 10 MeV, they will have limited penetration. X-rays, higher energy X-ray will have higher penetration. Proton beam, we have to generate SOBP, that is a spread out Bragg peak. I think Dr. Lalit will discuss in detail later on. So depending on their energy, you can treat either superficial tumors by proton or deep-seated tumor. But one thing we have to keep in mind, if I wanted to use these beams and technologies for delivery of dose by flash radiotherapy technique, dose rate from this system shall be very high. You have seen earlier, it shall be greater than 40 gray per second. So this type of possibility is available. For example, you can see here, if I analyze from the microscopic perspectives, and if we analyze the working principles of our electron medical linear accelerator, we generally see that it is a pulsed generator and it has PRF 250, PRF 500, PRF or 1000, depending on our technology. So if we deliver the dose by micro pulses at a very high repetition frequency, probably we can obtain the dose rate whatever we require. So this concept has been published by Spelon in 2020, and this is even borrowed or used in our today's days treatment also. This is the same thing represented in a different manner. This is published by Bilson in same year, because these two persons have two same opinion but presented in a different way. So now the question is, what is the biological aspects of this treatment? What happens biologically? So just analyze flash RT, what we are going to do or what we are doing. We deliver dose in a very small duration. Treatment duration may last be 10 to the power minus 15 seconds. And then what happened within this? Physiochemical process is possible, molecular dissociations are possible. Then heterogeneous chemical process is also possible, and reactions and diffusions are also possible within this area. Now, if I analyze the same case with conventional radiotherapy on OIC, we can say the dose delivery by in a minute or so. So homogeneous chemical process is definitely possible, and reactions and diffusions are possible, but because of the longer duration of time, there is a scope of repair of the damaged DNA. So this is missing from the flash RT. Secondly, if you look for the various mechanism proposed by various research group for explaining the phenomena of flash radiotherapy, many hypotheses has been prescribed. One of the main hypotheses which is adopted and accepted today by many research groups, that is called radiochemical depletion of oxygen. So this means if you are delivering the dose at a very high rate, there is a phenomena called oxygen depletion in the normal tissue, which makes the normal tissues radio resistant, and this way the radiation kills majority of the tumor cells and does not kills the significant number of the normal cells. So this is the basic philosophy which is used for explaining biologically the phenomena of flash radiotherapy. Some other mechanism has also been given, which is somebody says that it is modifying the immune response of the normal cells as well as tumor cells. That's why this technique is effective. Even there is a difference in metabolism of the normal cells and tumor cells that also talk about for explaining the effectiveness of flash radiotherapy. So in case of radiochemical depletion of oxygen, which is a accepted mechanism as of now, what generally happens? So what happens here? The you can say prominent role for oxygen tension and production of reactive oxygen species is the hydroxyl radicals. This is most current hypothesis that whenever there is oxygen, there will be production of hydroxyl radicals. So in case of ultra high dose rate treatment, it modulates the immediate radiochemical events that occur in irradiated tissue. So, in the because of this short exposure time in flash RT, local oxygen is depleted, that is removed in a very at a very rapid rate, and there is no time for reoxygenation. Because of that, the normal tissue acquires temporary radio resistance, and this helps in killing of more tumor cells and less number of normal cells. So this hypothesis is accepted today, and on this basis, so this is just a pictorial representation of the same hypothesis, and people are practicing this technique now. So what is the current status and what is the recent update in this area? So most of the studies into flash radiotherapy has used electron beams, because getting electron beams with higher energy and higher dose rate because of higher beam current is easily possible. However, it is not easily possible for photons, because we lose good amount of electrons while producing photons by electron bombardment. A promising alternative of flash radiotherapy is thought to be in proton beam, but making alteration in the technology of the proton beam itself is challenging. It requires a huge expenditure. So in the recent time, people have zeroed on the use of very high energy electron accelerators, the energy in the range of 100 to 250 MeV, and even somebody is trying for using the mega voltage photon beam also, because even with higher energy, electrons are having limited penetration. So to enhance the penetration, one has to switch over to the X-ray beam only. So in this context, newer technologies has been developed. A LINAC which has been developed in China, or conceptually, I heard one system has been installed in one of the hospital in China. It is called phaser. That is pluridirectional high energy agile scanning electronic radiotherapy system. This is the next generation of LINAC technology. It is ultra rapid, highly conformal image guided radiotherapy delivery system. It is fast enough to freeze the physiological motion of the patient. So say, for example, the internal movement of the organ because of the exhalation and inhalation. It provides improved accuracy. Excuse me. Improved accuracy, precision, and potentially superior flash radiotherapy system. It is compact and highly efficient and economic also in comparison to proton-based system. And this technology has been published in Radiotherapy and Oncology in 2019. So this is just a schematic diagram of this system. You can say multiple accelerators are 16 LINACs are arrayed around a ring gantry, and beam current is almost 400 times of the our available accelerator. So this helps in delivering treatment from multiple directions at the same time, which results in the delivery of the dose at higher dose rate. So this way we achieve the flash radiotherapy treatment by phasor platform. So patient specific ridge filters have been designed for use of the proton therapy accelerator for flash therapy. Even there is a scope of personalization, but now if you have to design a filter for every patient with proton, that is a cumbersome job. But this idea has been brought in, and people are working also to demonstrate the capability of this. Is the image I have taken from this publication, which came in 2023, that use of the existing proton therapy system with ridge filters with specific designs. Then use of the very high energy electron beam. This has also been demonstrated both theoretically and practically. A few systems are available in Italy, Netherlands for delivery of the flash radiotherapy by means of high energy electron beams ranging from 100 to 200 MeV of energy. So this is a photograph of the one of the system. You can see the dosimetry work is going on. And so now, if we have to talk about the dosimetry of the system from the physics point of view, now we can see because of the very high dose rate, our existing ion chamber may not work. They will have the problem of the charge recombination. So you can see the spider plot. If I talk about the chemical dosimeter or ionometric dosimeter, which is charge sensitive dosimeters, and luminescence, then what we observe, the chemical dosimeters will definitely give good spatial resolution, but temporal resolution may not, bad spatial resolution. And ion chamber based system will also be not be giving you very good results. So if we depend on the luminescence system, which you can say larger area of this spider plot is covered by yellow shade. So luminance systems are thought to be very good. So newer OSLD or newer TLD are thought to be a good choice for the dosimetry of the flash radiotherapy systems. So this is just a practical example. You can see these are the phantoms where dosimeters are placed and the measurements are done in high energy electron beam based flash radiotherapy system. This is flash by proton. This is a concept which has been published by Bohen et al. In 2024 in radiotherapy and oncology, and they have given example of the 250 MeV photon beam, 200 MeV photon beam, and 100 MeV photon electron beam. So it's comparison with, so now you can see A is the dose distribution of 250 MeV proton beam, B is the dose distribution of 200 MeV electron beam, and C is the dose distribution of 100 MeV electron beam. So now you can compare here. Almost all these looks to be comparable to each other for various types of tumors. So what they conclude in this publication, that either proton of energy 250 MeV or electron of energy 200, they are thought to be comparable as far as the outcome of the treatment is concerned. So similarly, this is the case of esophagus. Here also, all of these looks to be comparable with each other. So in case of prostate, well, you can see 250 MeV proton and 200 MeV high energy electrons are seems to be comparable, and even 100 MeV electrons are also giving almost close DBH. So flash radiotherapy are definitely seems to be a good concept, but its translational challenges are still, because as I said, development of a accelerator, some work has been done in this area. Type of tumor to be treated by this technique require temporal and spatial beam properties for flash effect. Then whether the fractionation scheme will be available or single fraction treatment is only possible. So this has to work clinically. So extensive research are in progress in this area from last 4 to 6 years, and many publications are coming on giving different types of insights for its implementation in the clinic. Now, within 2 minutes, I will take boron neutron capture therapy. So you know that uh, in the radiotherapy, we are having varieties of beams, photon, proton, and heavy ions. And even proton can be targeted, the tumor can be targeted selectively by proton beam of their different energy. So, in case of neutron, what advantage we like to get. So this is the idea published long back in 1936 itself, but it has not been implemented because of the translational challenges I told you. So most significant challenge of current radiation therapy is to increase the therapeutic ratio, which is a common objective of all development. So if boron could be concentrated in the tumor and then exposed to thermal neutrons, the tumor would selectively receive a higher dose compared to normal tissue. This was the concept published in 1936. So treatment with BNCT is based on the nuclear capture and fission following the irradiation of boron 10 with low energy thermal neutrons, that is 0.025 electron volt neutrons. So this is the basic equation. Here, boron compound is first delivered to the area in a localized manner. Those drug delivery is the real challenge. Then they are irradiated by epithermal or thermal neutrons. Then a composite nucleus is formed. And after irradiation, this nucleus split it in two components, helium and lithium. So that way, so this helium, that is alpha emitter, and lithium nucleate, they are responsible for delivering dose to the tumor locally because their range is very, very small in micron level only. So BNCT has been studied clinically in variety of disease sites. It is glioblastoma for head and neck cancers, meningioma, lung cancer, hepatocellular carcinoma, cutaneous malignancies, recurrent cancer, sarcomas, pediatric cancer, and metastatic diseases also, as well as breast cancer. But main thing is people has found that this type of treatment is more effective in case of secondary tumors only. So that one has to decide whether this should be accepted or it should be, because it depends on the case, how many cases you have in your country. So the basic physics of proton, I think I'm exceeding the time, so I will just cut short. You can see here this lithium is having a dose range of about few micron, that is 162, sorry, this is 5 micron only, and the 9 micron. So this is wherever they produce, they are depositing their full energy. Advantage of boron neutron capture therapy is obvious because it gives localized dose to the cellular. It is a real cellular therapy, but drug delivery is challenging. So we have to work on this. And people have shown that wherever it can be used, like breast tumor, it has been used in many countries. Melanoma, head and neck tumors, and brain tumor. The dosimetry, other things I will skip because of shortage of time. These are the nuclear reactors based neutron therapy system. Then we have the hospital based nuclear reactor. So probably this concept is also adopted in our country, and a system is under development which may be available for the clinical trial after few years. So once again, there are competitive technologies are also available. Accelerators are thought to be a good choice. However, development of neutron accelerators are required for this purpose. In Japan, a few such systems are available, and treatment are delivered by, because ultimately we moderate the neutrons through moderating system and then collimate it for delivery of the dose to the patient. So it is a schematic diagram. This is the called beam shaping assembly, which contains multiple components considering the absorption of gamma rays, then the moderation of neutron and so on. So finally, you can see many systems are in use worldwide, and dose characteristics we have to quantify gamma dose, fast neutron dose, nitrogen dose, and boron dose for calculating the total dose to the patient. Its challenge in clinical implementation is also obvious. First of all, we have to get boron compound, which is not locally available. Its cost is also very high. Just for your information, one dose of boron compound for one patient costs between 5 to 10 lakhs rupees. Then treatment cost by the machine and the staff and the facility. So you can imagine it is still a costly affair. So with this, I think I have completed my talk, and thank you once again for participation in this program and listening my lecture. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for such an enlightening and very, what do you say, inspiring scientific session. I think we are on the way to giving a lot of research from the Indian perspective to the world, basically. So these are all very good points which you have raised, and we have noted down a lot of points out of it, and we will try to work on this, not only on the name of flash radiotherapy, detect-based research, the image optimization when you call both radiation protection in diagnostic radiology, along dosimetry research, and yeah, most important, the accelerator research, which you have been highlighted, was such interesting to further read on and do the research. Yeah, of course, you have added the very good clinical research into it, and very much thankful for such a enlightening and very inspiring kind of session to all of us. Now the session is open for the question. If anybody is having any doubt or any kind of question, please raise your concerns. You can put your question into the chat box also. And I hope everybody is having the email ID of Sharma sir, so you can directly ping him. You can directly contact him. He is a teacher of all of us, and he has, as usual, he has done a eye-opening session for all of us. So I think, sir, there is no question from here right now.
No, no problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks for such inspiring sessions. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.